Good evening, everyone. We are Queen Lorraine and Steffi, and today we would like to tell you more about a specific upcoming topic within performance management, namely mentoring. Through this presentation, we want to equip you with some theory and evidence about mentoring, and more specifically, we want to explain you why mentoring is increasingly being used by organizations. To answer this discussion question, this presentation is divided into several parts. First, we will set the scene by positioning the emergence of mentoring within performance management. Afterwards, the concept of mentoring is defined. Next, why mentoring is important at an individual level for both the mentor and mentee is discussed. Afterwards, the concept of mentoring is outlined from a human resource perspective, and we end with some implications and recommendations. After wrapping up our presentation in the conclusion, we invite you to analyze with us 2 videos about possible hurdles of mentoring in practice. Let's start with positioning the emergence of mentoring within performance management. Traditional performance management systems suffer from a variety of issues that mentoring tries to address. More specifically, traditional performance management systems are often contentiously regarded as they are strongly associated with biased and stereotyped judgments of performance, as well as with negative feedback and criticism on specific moments in time in an ongoing cycle. Even more, whereas the aim of traditional performance systems is to increase performance, it has been shown that feedback impacts performance negatively in around 1/3 of cases. As mentoring is more developmental and ongoing in nature and focuses on the positive aspects of performance while eliminating the aforementioned issues, it is increasingly being used by many of the largest and most successful organizations. But what do we mean when we talk about mentoring? Although many writers have tried to provide a definition, all these definitions come down to the same central idea. So mentoring is described as a close relationship between a senior, more experienced colleague, called a mentor, and a less experienced junior colleague, called a mentee or protege, in which the mentor provides support, direction, and feedback regarding career plans and personal development. According to Crum, mentors fulfill both career-related and psychosocial support functions. Even more, she proclaims that the more functions a mentor executes, the more beneficial the mentoring relationship is for the mentee. Career-related support functions are aimed at advancing the careers of mentees in organizations through sponsorship, coaching, exposure and visibility, protection, and challenging work assignments. Whereas mentors as sponsors nominate their mentees for projects and promotions and publicly advocate their abilities, mentors suggest strategies for achieving career goals and provide assistance in job-related skills and knowledge as coaches. Furthermore, by creating opportunities to meet and impress the right people in organizations, mentors make sure mentees are exposed and visible within organizations. Moreover, through reducing risk that may harm the mentee's reputation, mentors protect their mentees. Finally, mentors push their mentees into challenging work assignments for the purpose of learning and achieving and developing new skills. Psychosocial support functions are aimed at enhancing an individual's sense of competence, effectiveness, and identity within a professional role through acceptance and confirmation, counseling, friendship, and role modeling practices. In order to accept and confirm their mentees, mentors must accept them as competent professionals and convey unlimited positive regard. While as counselors, mentors function as sounding boards with which mentees can share concerns. As friends, mentors interact socially and spend leisure time with their mentees. As role models, mentors represent appropriate values, attitudes, skills, and behaviors that mentees might be willing to emulate. This last function of role modeling is often identified as a separate category next to career-related and psychosocial support. Through these 2 support functions, Mentoring activities lead to increased job satisfaction and organizational commitment, as well as reduced turnover intentions and turnover intentions for both the mentor and mentee, which in turn enhance overall performance outcomes. But what about the mentors? Gosh and Rio advocate a mentoring relationship as a reciprocal relationship, not only benefiting the mentees, but also the mentors. In their meta-analytical study, they looked at 5 subjective career outcomes, namely job satisfaction, organizational commitment, turnover intent, job performance, and career success, and their associations with the 3 different support functions of mentoring discussed earlier on in this presentation, namely career-related and psychosocial support, as well as role modeling. In general, they found that mentors tended to be more satisfied and committed than non-mentors, while career-related support was associated with better job performance and career success. Psychosocial support was associated with better job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and career success. Next, role modeling was associated with better job satisfaction and better job performance. Promoting the advantages for mentors when entering in a mentoring relationship can increase an individual's willingness or motivation to mentor. Moreover, based on the results of this study, mentors and mentees can be put together on the basis of the support mentees and the benefits mentors are looking for, and training can be adapted to it. Now I pass the virtual floor to Lorraine.
Thanks, Steffi. I'm Lorraine. Now I will explain why mentoring is increasingly used by organizations from a human resources perspective. Mentoring process can positively affect the whole human resources process and then enhance the organizational performance and outcome. Firstly, during the recruitment and selection process, mentoring has become an important factor to be considered when applicants make decisions on applying for jobs, conducting the interview, and accepting the offer. Especially for the graduate student, they lack work experience and practical skills. What they need is having a mentor to guide them when they start their career so that they can absorb some professional experience and skill at the beginning, and are provided some continuous support during the working process. According to survey from graduate students, salary, organizational culture, and career development are 3 important factors when fresh graduates consider to choose and accept for the job. It means that they care about career development, and mentoring will be the best way to implement personal development. Another example showing the importance of mentoring is the graduate program. Graduate program has become a popular trend in the global recruitment market. Large organizations start to offer 1 to 3 years graduate program to graduate students so that they will have a systematic training process at the beginning of their career. Normally, they are assigned by the specific mentor, which will provide support to graduate students, and they will receive regular feedback to help with their learning. This graduate program attracts a lot of students to apply because they are keen to be supported. It leads to the graduate program becoming more competitive this year. Now, some small organizations also start to offer a graduate program because they realize that the mentoring plays an important role in candidates' decision-making process. So they also start to think about their own way to attract applicants. This all proves that mentoring has become more and more important during the recruitment and selection process. Organizations attract more applicants to apply for the job will lead to more high-quality, talented candidates getting into the organization. It will potentially increase the organizational performance when the quality of employee is high. After getting into the organization, the human resources team need to focus on the psychological capital and employment engagement. Psychological capital is the positive psychological state. It basically introduces the people who will have competence to put necessary effort to succeed and challenge the task. It will also bring up the optimism about likelihood of success, perseverance towards goals, and resilience towards problems. According to Hosch, Public relationship between mentor and mentee will lead to positive state of psychological capital. It can directly impact on organizational bottom line by increasing the performance and reducing the turnover. Employee engagement is defined as a positive, active, work-related psychological state. It operationalized by the maintenance, intensity, and direction of cognitive, emotional, and behavioral energy. As highlighted in the report by Society of Human Resources Management, employee engagement can yield significant saving for organizations. For instance, at a beverage company of Molson Coors, it was finding that the average cost of a safety incident for the engaged employee was $63, compared with an average of $392 for the non-engaged employee. Consequently, through strengthening the employee engagement, the company saved almost $2 million in safety costs in just 1 year. The establishment of formal mentoring program is often cited as one specific strategy for increasing the employee engagement. Lastly, retaining talented and dedicated employees can provide organizations with a competitive advantage. Research has shown that significant costs result from losing skilled employees and that a high turnover rate may impair organizational effectiveness. Most research show that mentoring will positively affect the employee performance by reducing their turnover intention. The author raised that perceived organizational support, POS, as a possible mechanism that explains the positive effect of mentoring function on employee attitude in the workplace. It involves concerning the extent to which the organization values their contribution and cares about their well-being. They argue that the provision of quality mentoring relationship by the organization will lead employees to feel supported by the organization. It will enhance the perception of a supportive organizational climate. Employees engage into an organization's culture, enhance identification with the organizations, and make them feel confident in their ability to do their job. It will potentially increase their job satisfaction and organizational commitment. And in return, they feel obligated to reciprocate this positive treatment by increasing their willingness to stay with the organization and not to seek employment elsewhere. It represents an investment for the mentee that they will lose if they leave the organization. Let's hand over to Quina to talk about implications and recommendations of mentoring.
Great. So as mentorship has become an even popular talent development method in organizations, it is necessary to focus on its practical side and to see how it can be well implemented to different companies. So in the following sections, I'll bring you through the implementations of mentoring and try to provide some potential recommendations. First thing first, researchers show that the assigned mentorship may not be beneficial as this which develop informally. However, for need of rapid growth, there may not be so much time for employees to get along and find out who is suitable to mentor them. Therefore, how to develop a successful assigned mentorship within organizations and how to measure the effectiveness of the mentorship can be essential. It can't just be selecting some mentors, let them to talk with their mentees regularly, but there are some approaches that ensure the quality of mentorship. So the most important thing is to select mentors carefully. There are people that want to work individually and dislike establishing personal relationship with colleagues. Therefore, it's essential to seek those who are altruistic and other-oriented. It's more likely that these mentors can do a more effective job. Mentors also have to be closely identified with the organization and embody the value of the organizations to make sure they are leading their mentees towards a direction that aligns with the organizational targets. Previous experience is as well important. Those who have such experience will know better how to perform mentorship effectively. And other aspects as gender. Researchers show that gender can be an influential factor in mentor relationship. For males and females can offer different helps and require different helps. As for proteges, female will need more psychosocial supports than males, while male proteges in comparison need more career development suggestions. Similarly, males are more likely to serve as mentors than females for giving more career development ideas, while female mentors providing more psychosocial support than male mentors. In general, women can have higher quality relationships because of their greater relational skills. Within workplace, this relationship style can impact what outcome for proteges, as psychosocial support is related to greater satisfaction with the mentor. At the meantime, males may have a greater ability to provide mentoring in the form of career development. Therefore, it's necessary to assess what kind of support does the protege need and accordingly assign proper mentors. With those who prefer accepting psychosocial supports, it may be more suitable to have a female mentor, while for those who want to have objective development plans, male mentors may be a better choice. The second thing is organizations need to provide mentors and mentees training, support, and resources. Organizations need to make sure mentors and mentees have a clear understanding of their responsibilities, roles, and expectations. A successful mentorship needs to be equipped with effective communication strategies and relationship building techniques. For mentors, they need to know how to communicate with their mentees to build trust as quickly as possible, while proteges need to be trained to know how to ask right questions and learn from their mentors effectively. Also, mentorships need to be checked by managers regularly to see whether there need to be any adjustments. And the importance of relationship can't be ignored. The quality of interaction and time spent between mentors and proteges need to be ensured. Also, providing incentives is another key for effective mentorships. Organizations can include effective mentorship as key criteria in performance appraisal and promotion process so that both sides can be motivated. So, how to measure the effectiveness of mentorship? There are some metrics that can be used as guidelines. First is about performance. Both individual and team performance can reflect the effectiveness of the mentorship, since good mentoring can positively impact performance. And to be more accurate, we can see from the data, effective mentoring can be evaluated through decreased turnover rate and absence, improved productivity and quality of work, increased revenue and profit, and also enhanced job satisfaction as well as psychometrics. In conclusion, mentoring has become an even popular tool in organizations for its effectiveness in building both formal and informal connections between mentors and proteges. It can benefit not only individuals, but also the whole organization. To ensure effective mentoring process, organizations will need to select mentors carefully, provide proper training and resources, and also evaluate the quality of mentorship. So this is all for today, and this is our reference list. Hope you have a better understanding towards mentoring, and thanks for your attention. Now let's move on to our facilitation part, and we will explain it to you in person. Bye.